The next tool what we have in the studio version of DaVinci Resolve 19 is the latest addition, which is called Film Look Creator. Let's disable all of this, yeah, and I'm just gonna add one more node. So this is how my image looked before, yeah. We go to, oh, it was already there, Film Look Creator. If I just drag and drop, within one click it gives that cinematic look. If I go full screen, it almost looks like it has this halation. It did something with the color. It did maybe also some grains. Yes, it did a little bit of grain. So what this cinematic look is doing is that for someone who don't want to, you know, have a, like go through crazy color grading or so, they can just use this Film Look Creator. Here you can choose some settings, just play around with the preset. So this is the preset for a 65mm film. You can go to 35 or you can go to cinematic. So cinematic gives that bar, but I just go to 65. And then we go with color blend and color blend, and then we go with the color blend. And here, of course, you can choose the contrast in the image. You can see that this was less contrast, it's more contrast. And then film look blend. So this is more important. So this is my image with halation and grain. But this tool, they also did this color grading, and this is what it looks after the color grading. So if you want like a half of it, so I would just go to this. But if you want a different color type, you can go to, from cinematic, you go to this one. That has a different, you can go to Alaska. So you have all different, it's like different LUTs mixed with the halation and the grain effect. So really just play around with this. What I usually do, I would go to cinematic and I'll just go halfway so that it still has the natural colors, what I filmed, but it also has this cinematic vibe. And then skin bias, what it does is that, like if I go this way, then it looks like my skin is, yeah, blending in the image, and it's kind of like greenish tint, which is the tint for the entire image. But if I want the skin to pop out, then I go this way, and now you can see that the skin looks a bit more natural color. This is before and after. And then I don't do any of this color setting exposure because I can do the exposure changes in the primary color wheels. But yeah, you can change the exposure. If I don't want the exposure to change, I would just go reset. You can also change the contrast. So it's just that either you can just choose that and be happy with it, or you can also play around with the settings. It has split toning, vignetting. Split toning is also really interesting. So it kind of, you can see, it kind of changes the color. You can choose the hues. It's like there's endless amount of option, and I would really recommend you to just play around with that, because everything what I've taught it is on one side, and if you really just play around with that and find your own style, that is on one side. I am still not really 100% used to it, but I can see myself using it in the future. And what you can also do with this is that you can go to the timeline and then do Film Look Creator. And then on all the images, you would have this Film Look.